Hello, everyone. Today I want to talk about how you can stop hitting the same roadblocks over and over and over again so that you can feel more free, more ease to move forward, and less stuck. And we're going to talk about the energetics of Saturn today in this call, and he is absolutely one of my favorite planets. And he often comes to me in dreams, and I can tune into his energy. He has a very strong placement in my birth chart. So I really love talking about Saturn, even though he gets a very bad rap sometimes. So if you are in your life, or especially right now, if you're feeling very frustrated, very stuck, very heavy, most likely you're having a Saturn energetic experience. This is where you can feel like you want to climb this mountain of this goal that you have, and you keep climbing and you keep climbing, and you just like bam, hit this brick wall, and then you have to take steps backwards, and it's really, really frustrating. Or you have this project that you're working on, and everywhere you turn, roadblock. Like no matter what you're doing, the external world just keeps throwing these really frustrating things at you. So before we kind of get into the energetics of Saturn, I just want to tell you a little bit about who I am. My name is Stevie Callista, and I'm a soul blueprint alchemist, which means that my mission here on Earth is to help conscious women get out of society's rules and structures and live a life where they feel more alive, more secure, more joy, by truly understanding who they are, what their soul blueprint means, and where their struggles are, where their roadblocks are. Everyone has these roadblocks, and sometimes in our life they're activated harder or stronger than other years. Like even a week perhaps you'll go and you'll hit these roadblocks, and then there'll be a year that's really hard for you, and then maybe the next year it's a little easier, but then a few years later, bam, it hits you again. And everyone's soul blueprint is different than everyone else's. Everyone has this very, the blueprint, or like the thumbprint of who you are the moment you were born. So everyone has these roadblocks that they hit, has these activations of frustration or heaviness or pessimism, or just feeling really stuck, like you're struggling and you just really want to get past this roadblock. So what I do for my clients is I help them understand what their roadblocks are specifically, why they have them, what it means for them, where in their life these roadblocks keep showing up, where the frustration is, and then how to move through it, how to kind of piece by piece take the roadblock down, or create a ladder up the roadblock so that you can climb over it and continue on your path. We all have them, and they can all be very, very frustrating. So when I work with my clients, we definitely will talk about why that roadblock is there, like what that means for them, and why they keep coming across it. And when we look at our charts, the soul blueprint is the snapshot. Your birth chart is the snapshot of the moment you were born, where all the planets were, where all the stars were, how they were talking to each other, and it makes up who you are at your essence. All of us have Saturn in our chart, and Saturn tells us where we hit roadblocks. He tells us how we hit roadblocks. He tells us when we hit roadblocks. He tells us how to get past the roadblocks. And I want to explain a little bit about Saturn, the energetics of him and what that means. If you can kind of imagine him, he's very stoic. He's very serious. He loves when you take responsibility. It's his favorite thing. He loves when you put the work in, and sometimes that work requires you going about it in the most efficient, slowest, most cautious, step-by-step kind of way. Saturn in our chart tells us where we have karma and where we need to take responsibility. And this placement in our chart is was contracted before we came into a body. So before we came into a body, we have these places, these things about us that we chose, like, okay, I'm going to earth school to learn this life lesson. I'm going to earth school to keep hitting this roadblock so then I can really power through and overcome this roadblock, and then I can feel more free, and I have now integrated the roadblock. So I don't see it as a roadblock anymore. I actually see it as an invitation to put in the work. That's when Saturn claps. Saturn, Lord of karma and time, loves when we put in the work, and then he rewards us greatly for it. So he is not a bad planet. Yes, he can feel heavy. Yes, he can absolutely smack you in the face with some sort of frustrating obstacle that you have to get past. But Saturn in our chart, when we lean in and understand what the invitation is, we are unstoppable. We have grit. We are rewarded greatly for it. And that's what I do in my program. I created a 4-month program called the Soul Blueprint Alchemist Program, where we deep dive together one-on-one. I customize, I look at your chart, I tell you what is happening for you right now, why you're hitting the roadblock that you're hitting, where you're at this crossroads, and what paths to take to find more freedom, more security, more joy, more ease. It is my absolute mission here on earth to help people create ease. I am a Taurus sun, a Taurus moon, and an Aries rising, and so I am very passionate about connecting to the material world in a pleasurable way, where yes, we put in the work. Yes, I really value being really grounded, but also where we can enjoy living in this body, living in this meat suit. And in order to enjoy it and feel secure and free, we have to understand ourselves so deeply. We have to understand where the roadblocks are in our life and what that means for us. How do we integrate these times in our life where we just want to give up? Like, how do we integrate that part of us and make that an asset and make that this like brilliant gem? When you integrate the energy of Saturn in your chart, it feels like you've accomplished the greatest, climbed the highest mountain, accomplished the greatest thing you've ever accomplished. It feels so good. And yes, our whole life we are doing it. It's never really over. But once you really understand it, it becomes so much easier. And you feel more free. You actually don't feel like when the roadblock comes, it's the same roadblock. And I really love helping women understand how we can kind of create the ladder over the roadblock, so that then, or we like paint a mural on the roadblock and we realize, oh my gosh, this is actually a beautiful piece of me. And I don't even have to like climb over it anymore. I can walk around it and just like integrate it and have it look beautiful and accept that part of myself on such a deeper level. And that is my mission, is to help people accept themselves on the deepest level they ever have. And in my Soul Blueprint Alchemy program, that's exactly what I do. I help, it is the biggest deep dive into understanding who you are and where you're at in this part of your life, in this phase of your life. We all go through different phases. We all have a certain planet come in, sometimes multiple within a year, and we are asked to upgrade, to change, to awaken. And it's my job as a guide to help you understand the clearest path to freedom and awakening and acceptance of yourself. So if you're a person who has been feeling so frustrated lately because you're trying so hard to accomplish your goal and you just keep hitting the same frustrating things in your life, you just keep hitting these blocks, or if you are really, really needing to, you feel a deep calling to create a new foundation for yourself, like you've come against this part of you and you realize, okay, I need to change, and that feels scary, but at the same time, I really want to create a new foundation for myself so that I can move forward new and free and more secure. This is what I feel so passionately about helping people understand. So, and the thing is, there are some times in our lives where we have to create a new foundation. And the energetics of Saturn is the planet of foundation. He if we didn't have like the foundation of things, we wouldn't have a solid structure. He loves structure and foundation. So when you integrate Saturn's energy, which is all customized depending on what time you were born and your soul blueprint, when you understand what kind of foundation you're looking for, it doesn't become a block anymore. It actually becomes strength and your actual solid structure so that you can create something new. So if that feels like it's something that you would like to understand, like how to work through your Saturn energy, how to work through these like roadblocks so that you don't feel frustrated or heavy or like you're never going to make it up your mountain, I would love to talk to you. When we work together in our program, which is 4 months long, we will go over this deeply. We will understand together like what your roadblock is, how when you integrate it, the block gets smaller and smaller and smaller. So you don't look at it like it's a roadblock anymore. You don't look at it like it's so hard for you anymore. You actually understand like, oh, there's the roadblock. And then you don't make it a big mountain. It ends up being just a little thing that you have to put in some work for and you have to take responsibility for, and then you climb over it and you realize like, oh, I feel so much more free. So reach out to me, click the button below, and we can set up a free strategy call, which is 30 to 45 minutes, where we chat about where you are right now, where you want to be in the future, and if we're a good fit for each other. I don't take everyone I speak to, just because I have to figure out if we're a good fit for each other, if where you're at and where you want to be is something that I can really help guide you on. And I only have a limited space, so please reach out to set up a free call with me, and I can help you understand your blocks and create new foundations and structures for yourself so that you can feel secure and just more free. More free. I am all about feeling more free. So click the button below, and I look forward to talking to you. Sending all of you love.